Joining me live now from the town of Yehud, which is a short drive from Israel's main airport, is Emily Gian. She's an Australian citizen who spent the past few hours going back and forth between bomb shelters. Emily, thanks for your time. Can you describe the situation as it unfolded today?
Well, for us, it started at about 7:30 in the morning, but I believe, there were sirens a bit earlier. We heard sirens in our house and we were sort of shocked. At first I could hear interceptions and I thought that, being an Australian and never having grown up with any of this, at first I thought it was like neighbours playing bass music or something, and then all of a sudden the sirens began and I realised this is something. I sort of grabbed all three of my kids out of bed and my husband, and we just ran down to the bomb shelter. And then throughout the day, we've just been hearing news nonstop. We've been trying not to play the news here because obviously we have three young children and we don't want to, we don't want them to know nothing, but we don't want to tell them too much. So it's been a lot of messages between me and my husband across the room. And what we're seeing is honestly the most horrific thing. I've been writing about Israel for my entire adult life, and this is the most horrific thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it certainly is a shock in so many ways. And what's been the reaction among Israelis, Emily, that you've picked up, particularly given the fact that this attack in its scope, in its attacks and targeting of civilians, but it evaded Israeli intelligence as well. What's been the reaction from Israelis?
Most people that I've talked to are just shocked. They're just shocked that something like this could happen because, the intelligence systems are fantastic. In previous confrontations and in previous wars and operations, there's always been talk of something like this. So we've heard about it before, that, they're planning some sort of surprise attack on communities, but it's always been stopped. So today there's been a lot of shock and almost disbelief that it went this far, and then that it managed to get through. And just, people are usually, Israelis are very, matter of fact, but chilled. And today I just saw fear on every single face that I saw.
And in the shock, I guess it comes at the time when people were enjoying themselves, some downtime on a major holiday.
Yeah. I mean, today it's not just a major holiday, it's also Shabbat. So people that would keep Shabbat would normally not be on watching TV or anything. And I saw plenty of people sort of crowded around either radios or televisions. And a lot of my family keep Shabbat, so we didn't even know whether to call them. And I heard from my mother-in-law, which is unheard of in a day like today. She would never pick up the phone or turn on her phone. It's honestly something, as I said, we've never seen before, and I think the shock is going to last with us for many days.
And Emily, how would you describe things now? Have things settled?
Look, throughout the evening, there was on and off rockets, and as you mentioned, we've been in and out of the bomb shelter. I don't want to jinx anything, but it has been quiet in terms of rockets for about an hour or so, at least where we are. And I'm just praying for a really quiet night because at the moment my whole house is awake. And, there's always the nerves of, do you put them to sleep and risk having to rush them down? A bomb shelter is not big enough for everybody to just lie in there. So we'll just see what happens, and we'll just pray for a quiet night for us. And to be honest, we're praying for a quiet night for the people of Gaza too, because, the people aren't our enemy. We want peace. I don't know whether they want peace, but I know that the enemy isn't the people of Gaza. The enemy is Hamas. And, they're a proscribed terrorist organisation in Australia and in many other countries in the world. And we just, the fight is against them and any other terrorist organisation that doesn't value human lives.
Emily Gian, joining us from Yehud, we wish you and your family all the best. We hope you stay safe, and we'll stay in touch. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Let's go live now to the